Hello and welcome. This is Ogtv Main News. I am Bukola Abeokuta. On the news, President Tinubu presents 47.9 trillion naira 2025 budget to joint session of National Assembly. Governor Abeokuta advises Nigerians to let essence of Christmas celebrations reflect in their lives. Federal government plans youth bank to boost entrepreneurship. South Korean President Yoon fails to appear before corruption watchdog.
And on business news tonight, electricity subsidies rise to 199.6 billion naira. This is according to NEC. Details of these and more when I return on the business segment of the news. I am Siniat Abaru.
Still on the news, Vinicius Jr. wins FIFA Best Men Player of the Year award. I'll be back with the details of this and more on sports segment of the news. I am Chiyelo. To stay with us.
One of the truest tests of integrity is its blunt refusal to be compromised. You can watch us live on Facebook at Ogtv and Ogun State Television, YouTube at Ogtv Abeokuta, and on Ogtv website www.ogtv.com.ng/live. For the latest news and reports, check us on these platforms: X at Ogtv, Instagram at Ogun State Television, or download Ogtv app on Apple Store and Google Play Store. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has presented the 2025 appropriation bill to a joint session of the National Assembly, outlining an ambitious financial plan themed the budget of restoration, securing peace, rebuilding prosperity. The proposal focuses on stabilizing the economy, creating an equitable environment for business, and fostering inclusive growth. The President emphasized that the budget was designed to align with the administration's renewed hope agenda, prioritizing poverty, education, equitable income distribution, and human capital development. Tinubu described the 2025 fiscal framework as both bold and necessary to address Nigeria's socio-economic challenges while charting a course towards sustainable prosperity. The 2025 budget projects government revenue at 34.82 trillion naira, while total expenditure is pegged at 47.90 trillion naira. Of these, 15.81 trillion naira will be allocated to debt servicing, and the fiscal deficit is estimated at 13.08 trillion naira, or 3.89% of the GDP. Despite the ambitious figures, the President framed the plan as a critical investment in Nigeria's future. The administration anticipates significant progress in key economic metrics next year, with inflation projected to drop from 34.6% to 15%, and the naira exchange rate improving to 1,500 naira per US dollar from its current level of approximately 1,700 naira. President Tinubu's proposal is anchored on several strategic observations, including reduced petroleum product imports due to increased local refining capacity, robust agricultural outputs, fueled by improved security, and a higher influx of foreign investments. Meanwhile, the President of the Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio, has commended President Bola Tinubu for doubling aggregate government revenues to over 18.32 trillion naira. Akpabio gave the commendation when Tinubu presented the 2025 appropriation bill before a joint session of the National Assembly. The 2025 budget of 47.9 trillion naira is themed budget of restoration, securing peace and building prosperity. Akpabio said Tinubu's administration has doubled aggregate government revenues to over 18.32 trillion naira, reduced debt servicing expenditures from 97% to 68%, fulfilled $7.5 billion in foreign exchange obligations. He said the government has also increased oil production to 1.8 million barrels per day and launched a compressed natural gas initiative. Akpabio also lauded Tinubu on his tax reform initiative. He said that the initiative marked the first comprehensive tax reform since Nigeria's independence, presenting a transformative opportunity for rejuvenating small and medium enterprises and enhancing the livelihoods of ordinary Nigerians. And from the home scene, the Ogun State House of Assembly has called on the State Ministry of Environment to begin an immediate enforcement against those who display their wares on roads, thereby causing gridlocks on the roads in the state. The state lawmakers made the call while the management of the State Ministry of Environment, led by the Commissioner Ola Oresoya, appeared before the members of the House Committee on Finance and Appropriation, chaired by Honorable Lamidi Musefeo, to defend the 2025 budget proposals of the ministry. Correspondent Kolawole Osho covered the exercise, and details of his report are presented in this package.
Chairman House Committee on Finance and Appropriation, Honorable Musefeo Lamidi, joined by his environment counterpart, Honorable Samsidin Lawal, in company of other lawmakers, while attending to team from the Ministry of Environment, led by its Commissioner Ola Oresoya, specifically requested that those street traders that had encroached on road under Kuto flyover bridge and other parts of the state needed to be weighed off to allow free flow of traffic and prevent avoidable road accidents. Lawmaker also commended the ministry for its effort at dredging waterways across the state, which had helped in reducing flash floods in some parts of the state. They, however, acknowledged that the ministry's effort in revenue generation, noting that as at last October, it has achieved about 88.90% of its expected revenue for the ongoing financial year, explaining that the performance reflected a commitment to fiscal responsibility and economic growth, with expectations set for reaching over 100% by the end of the year. Earlier in his presentation, the State Commissioner for Environment had proposed a total budget of expenditure of 3.666 billion naira for the next fiscal year, out of which 2.9 billion naira would go for capital expenses, while 754 million naira would take care of recurrent expenditure. Other agencies that defended their budget proposals before the Assembly included the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, led by the Commissioner in charge of the ministry, Professor Abayomi Arigbabu, State Ministry of Transportation, led by the Commissioner, Engineer Gbenga Dairo, the State Teaching Service Commission, State Waste Management Authority. Others include Olabisi Onabanjo University, Agorwoye, Taishola Nri University of Education, Ijagun, DS Adegbenro ICT Polytechnic, Itori, Abraham Adesoya ICT Polytechnic, Ijebu-Igbo, Gateway ICT Polytechnic, Shahapade, and Sikiru Adetono College of Science and Technology, Omo Ijebu, among others.
Ogun State House of Assembly has continued with its ongoing 2025 budget defense session of ministries, departments and agencies of government, with a directive to the management of Moshood Abiola Polytechnic Mapoli, Abeokuta, to produce supporting documents of all ventures run by the institution to determine their current status. The Assembly, through its House Committee on Finance and Appropriation, led by Honorable Musefeo Lamidi, issued a directive while paying oath to the management of the Moshood Abiola Polytechnic Abeokuta, led by the new rector of the institution, Dr. Babatunde Jolausho, at the Assembly's complex, Ukemoson, Abeokuta. Lamidi, who expressed displeasure over the non-capturing of the records of the institution's ventures in the 2025 budget proposal, stressed expressed the need to have a full information about the ventures and its activities. Mustapha, in company of his cola makers, requested the institution to produce supporting documents on the listing of the institution's petrol station, bakery and other ventures, and submit same to the committee on Thursday, 19th December 2024 by 2 in the afternoon. He further emphasized the need for all MDAs to block revenue leakages so as to allow more funds into government coffers for the sustenance of the implementation of development projects across the state. Earlier, while defending the institution's budget proposal for next year, Director Dr. Jolausho proposed a sum of 5.728 billion naira as total expenditure for the fiscal year, out of which a sum of 22 billion naira will go for capital, while 2.6 billion naira will take care of personnel and 1 billion naira was earmarked for overhead. Augusta Governor Prince Dr. Abeokuta has said that the entertainment industry is capable of engaging Nigerian youth positively and of being a veritable source of revenue for the country. Abeokuta stated this when he received music star Bukola Elemide, popularly known.
This is something that we must look into together. It will be a missed opportunity if we don't take advantage of all the talents that we have. And not to talk about all the ones that are in our indigenous music space that are also doing very well. So really, it's my pleasure to welcome you back to your home state.
Governor Abeokuta, while assuring that his administration would work towards creating an entertainment village to discover more talent in the state, commended the artist for remaining true to herself despite her celebrity status, noting that this has endeared many people to her and her music.
We must pay attention to this because, like they say, people, without, their tradition or heritage is compared to a tree without roots. And over time, we tend to become so westernized and sophisticated that we oftentimes forget about these things and we just allow things to fizzle away. So I think we must do something to restore this culture back. So I call my team and say, what we must do, we must find a way to frustrate these Chinese people. We must patronize this industry. And we must do so very intentionally and deliberately.
Speaking earlier, Ashawu hailed from Itoku area of Abeokuta said she was proud to identify with her roots, assuring that her visit to the state would be on a regular basis.
Inviting me home, I feel really honored to be here, come this way. I visited once, but I came in wearing a mask.
The Paris-born artist and songwriter was christened Omobowale by Governor Abeokuta, who described her as a pride of the Gateway State. Yusuf Ganiyu, Ogtv News.
Nigerians have been advised to let the essence of Christmas celebrations reflect in their lives by showing love to one another, irrespective of the backgrounds. The governor of Ogun State, Prince Dr. Abeokuta, gave this charge at this year's Christmas Carol and service of 9 lessons organized by the government of Ogun State. Governor's office correspondent Yusuf Ganiyu reports that the governor also promised to continue to create more initiatives for socio-economic development of the state. His report.
The Christmas season has become very significant to many, and for this reason, the Ogun State government, in a usual manner, organized a Christmas carol and service of 9 lessons. The colorful event attracted eminent personalities with the best of gospel singers from across the state. The 9th lesson of the service was taken by Governor Dr. Abeokuta.
All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men.
The governor also thanked the people of the state for their support, adding that they should make use of the lessons of Christmas period to extend hands of fellowship to one another.
Let us reflect on the true meaning of Christmas. It is not found in the material gifts we exchange, but in the gifts of the spirit of giving, sharing and caring. As St. Augustine wisely observed, the birth of Christ is the source of all joy. Without Christ, there's no Christmas.
He also stressed that his administration will continue to be focused, methodical, and deliberate in its approach to governance.
Together, we are advancing the vision of our building a future together agenda, creating a future of shared prosperity, unity, and growth. As we look ahead to the new year, let us carry forward the lessons of Christmas, the power of kindness, the beauty of community, and hope for a brighter tomorrow.
In a short exhortation, the National President of Christian Association of Nigeria, Most Reverend Daniel Oko, underscored reason and the need to reconcile with one another no matter the differences, saying these are the virtues of Christmas.
In the spirit of Christmas, therefore, I urge each and every one of us to take a bold step, be at the body of peace, and cross the man-made boundaries that were motivated by jealousy and envy and avarice and selfishness, to reconcile with our enemies. This is not the time to pull others down, but a time to build, a time to encourage others, and a time to grow.
The General Overseer of the Living Faith Church Worldwide, Bishop David Oyedepo, thereafter offered prayers that the year 2025 would be a greater year for everyone, Ogun State, and Nigeria at large. Yusuf Ganiyu, Ogtv News.
Still on the state Christmas carol, Nigerians have been urged to remain hopeful and supportive of the current administration. This was the message of those present at the Ogun State government's Christmas carol in service of 9 lessons held at the arcade ground of the governor's office, Ukemoson, Abeokuta. Bumi Adegun reports that the atmosphere was colorful as usual. This reports.
The carol service of the Ogun State government and service of 9 lessons over the years has been an event which exemplifies the traditional qualities of the state. From the first lesson, which was read by the wife of the governor, Mrs. Bamidele Abiodun, the second by the Akarigo and paramount ruler of Remoland, the third by the Inspector General of Police, while the fourth and fifth were read by the head of service and the secretary to the Ogun State government.
And when she saw him, she was troubled at his saying, and cast in her mind what manner of salutation this should be.
The state chief judge read the 6th lesson, Speaker of the House of Assembly took the 7th, the 8th by the deputy governor, while the 9th was by the state governor. It was a gathering of clerics led by the founder of the Living Faith Church Worldwide, Pastor David Oyedepo, who offered prayers.
Peace shall be our experience between this Christmas and the next one. There shall be no crying and mourning in our families. There shall be no turmoil, no crisis.
Away from the sermon and song ministrations were messages of appeal to Nigerians to keep their hopes alive in the new year.
To share joy, believe in each other, be favorable to each other, and act as a neighbor in which you will be good to them.
Once there is life, there is hope. Situations are improving, and I'm sure the new year shall usher everybody into the anticipated prosperity.
There is always an avenue for improvement. This particular government has specialized in creating remarkable improvement in all aspects of life.
Others appreciated the current administration in Ogun State for making the state one of the best in terms of development.
You see development along the express road. You see development between Shagamu and Abeokuta. What else do you want?
I wish all of us Merry Christmas and a prosperous 2025 in Jesus' name.
Governor Abeokuta also promised that next year's event will be better. Ogtv News.
Still to come in the news, federal government plans youth bank to boost entrepreneurship. We'll bring you details of these and more reports after the break. To stay with us.
Let me ask you a question. What's holding you back? Is it the pressure of your job, the demands of your education, or your ability to connect with the world? Is it the access to the right information? Are you lost? Is it your location, or where you live, or how far you are away from the opportunities? Maybe it's your language, your culture, or your traditions. Again, I ask you, what's holding you back?
Unlimited data from Airtel 5G Smart Connect. Whoever, wherever you are, stay connected. Stay limitless. Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Glad to know that you're still there. The news continues. Nurses nationwide have been charged to uphold the dignity and sterling qualities which exemplifies the nursing profession in the daily discharge of their life-saving duties. The Deputy Governor of Ogun State, Engineer Noimot Salako Ojidele, gave the admonition during the 18th edition of the end-of-the-year activities of the Nursing Services Department of the Federal Medical Center, Abeokuta. The program, which was graced by royalties and eminent dignitaries, was kicked off with an annual scientific lecture themed Nursing Practice in Nigeria, Balancing Economic Realities with Quality Patient Care. Our reporter, Olaide Oloye, was at the Muhammadu Buhari Hall, FMC, Abeokuta. A report.
For nurses in the Department of Nursing Services of Federal Medical Center, Abeokuta, it was another opportunity for them to converge and deliberate on how to make broader impact and productivity in the healthcare delivery system. Grasping the occasion was the Deputy Governor of Ogun State, Engineer Noimot Salako Oyedele, who commended the doggedness and prudence inherent in the nursing profession.
Nursing is not just a profession, it is a calling. I urge you to be steadfast and resilient, the gentle and the challenging, but the reward of saving lives to touch hearts is incomparable.
In this course, the week-long celebration of the yearly end of the year activities commenced with a lecture which was delivered by Director of Nursing Services, Federal College of Education Medical Center, Abeokuta, Dr. Folashade Komolafe, on the theme, Nursing Practice in Nigeria, Balancing Economic Reality. In a welcome address, the Director and Head of Department, Nursing Services, Nurse Abosede Faguibo, hinted briefly on the progresses made in the year under review as well as the challenges facing the department, thereby pleading for support from the stakeholders.
We need to be well motivated, we need to be well supported, and we need to be well encouraged, especially our noble nurses who are deemed free to stand behind security. I want to plead with the management to please support us more.
The royal father of the day, Olu of Orileimo, Oba Ruben Shogaolu, leading other notable guests in their good room message, commended the nurses for the dedication to life-saving roles in the society, while also encouraging them to be upright and confident in their abilities.
The nurses are the ground forces. They are the people that make things happen in healthcare.
The Florence Nightingale Day also featured the decoration of the new matron, Dr. Margaret Oke, by Her Excellency, Engineer Noimot Salako Oyedele. The day's event was climaxed by presentation of awards and special prayers for the departmental staff. Olaide Oloye, Ogtv News.
Ogun State government is not just committed to encouraging investors in the state, but also creating an enabling avenue for small and medium-scale businesses to thrive. This was made known by Ogun State Commissioner for Industry, Trade and Investment while receiving the State Head of Service at the Christmas Fiesta Exhibition Ground, Ukemoson, Abeokuta. Details of the report are presented in this package.
This is one of the manifestations of Ogun State government's commitment to encourage growth of small and medium-scale businesses by providing an enabling environment. Commissioner for Industry, Trade and Investment, Adebola Shofela, in his address, said the Prince Dapo Abiodun-led administration remains committed not only to attracting investors, but also at promoting indigenous products in the state. While reacting to the initiative, the State Head of Service, Kehinde Onosonya, on behalf of the workforce, appreciated the government and encouraged civil and public servants in the state to patronize the exhibitors. The exhibition, which started on Wednesday 18th of December, will come to an end on Friday 20th December.
The federal government has stated that it will establish a youth bank to offer loans, grants and other financial products to support young entrepreneurs, fostering innovation and job creation. The Minister of Youth Development, Ayodele Olawande, communicated this at a media rally in Abuja. According to the minister, efforts are underway to have a Nigerian Youth Employment Action Plan to address the country's unemployment problem. He said the bank will provide education, training and employment opportunities. Olawande said that the ministry also unveiled the Youth Activities Dashboard, where activities and initiatives would be displayed. The minister said the student loan scheme was a tool to fight poverty, adding that the loan scheme aligned with his administration's commitment to inclusiveness. Olawande said that education was the greatest weapon against poverty in any society, as it was essential for vision development and successfully combating insecurity, including terrorism and banditry. He advocated an enabling environment for young people to thrive and achieve their goals in life. Ogun State Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Professor Abayomi Arigbabu, has identified multilingual education as an effective tool for fostering literacy, mutual understanding, and peace in society. Professor Arigbabu revealed this during the 2024 International Literacy Day celebration and graduation ceremony for learners in adult institutions across the state held at Lishabi Grammar School, Abeokuta. Arigbabu explained that multilingual education enhances cognitive skills and encourages cultural appreciation, saying when people learn in the mother tongue alongside other languages, they develop a deeper understanding of their identity as well as gain skills necessary to navigate a globalized world. The commissioner reiterated that the Prince Dr. Abiodun-led administration places high premium on education as a key success factor to fast-track the political and socio-economic development of the state towards the attainment of education for all and sustainable development goals. He said in order to actualize the lofty national ideas, the state government has embarked on various laudable initiatives aimed at elevating literacy rates across the state, which includes increment and prompt payment of honoraria to adult literacy centers, facilitators, establishment of more centers, as well as resuscitation of moribund women education centers, adding that emphasis has been on skill development in empowering the populace and total eradication of poverty in society.
All the graduates, and I want to say that this is a very beautiful achievement. It's a very remarkable achievement, and I pray that we continue to work stronger and stronger. Whatever we have learned, be it any form of education or literacy, there is no time to say it is too late. It is never too late.
He commended the facilitators, supervisors, community organizations and volunteers on their dedication and tireless efforts to promoting literacy initiatives and shaping the future of the learners, as well as ensuring they possess needed tools for success. Speaking, the permanent secretary in the ministry, Mrs. Oluwatosin Oloko, stated that embracing multilingual education would not only enhance literacy rates, but also build bridges between cultures and contribute to a more peaceful society, and joining the graduates to embrace challenges as opportunities to excel and be open to learning and growth. Congratulating the graduating adult students in a welcome address, the Director of Education Agency for Mass Education, who was the convener of the program, Mrs. Olubumi Osho, said the celebration was to join efforts to accelerate progress towards the achievement of creating a more linguistically diverse and inclusive world where individuals can communicate freely and effectively regardless of their backgrounds. Malnutrition and lack of access to proper health care increases health disparities in African children, which underlined the need for more comprehensive and culturally relevant public health programs that are rooted in practices of the local communities. This was the cause of the message delivered by Professor Tamaramot Iyabo Mushewe Abiodun, a professor of nutrition and community pediatrics of the Olabisi Onabanjo University, during the institution's 121st inaugural lecture held at the school's premises in Agwaiwe, Ogun State. Aderonke Oladele completes the report.
Olabisi Onabanjo University, OOU, hosted its 124th inaugural lecture delivered by Professor Tamramat Iyabo Rushewe Abiodun, a renowned professor of nutrition and community pediatrics from the Faculty of Clinical Services, Obafemi Awolowo College of Health Sciences, themed Nurturing the African Child in the Community, the Pediatrician's Endless Odyssey. Professor Rushewe Abiodun pointed out that the journey of nurturing children begins beyond the hospital walls and extends into the homes, schools, and neighborhoods where children live. The lecture stressed the idea that pediatricians, as frontline healthcare providers for children, requires continuous dedication to the well-being of the community. Vice-Chancellor Olabisi Onabanjo University, Professor Ayodeji Agbola, alongside dignitaries, noted that the lecture showcased commitment to advancing knowledge and solutions to contemporary health challenges.
To try as much as possible to put our thought in a language that is so simple that a layman on the street can as well understand the challenges that the children are having in terms of the nutrition in their head.
It was an eye-opener that people should take along and go along, and all our NGOs should contribute and focus more on this child welfare.
It's a wonderful achievement that after rigorous thick and thin, my wife attained the post of professor, and today has been a very memorable day.
Professor Rushewe Abeokuta concluded the lecture by urging healthcare professionals, policymakers, and the public to work together to ensure that every child has access to the resources they need for a healthy start in life. Aderuke Oladile, Ogtv News.
The chairman of Abeokuta North Local Government, Honorable Lanre Oyebola Sodipo, has assured of his administration's commitment to providing conducive working conditions for the effective delivery of their services. The chairman gave this assurance during an inspection tour of the local government council offices, facilities and marketplaces to ascertain the condition of things. Bolaji Samson completes the report.
The council chairman of Abeokuta North Local Government embarked on an inspection tour of offices and facilities in the council area. As seen, the council boss, who was accompanied by the councillors and revenue monitoring team, visited the Ogun State Security Network Agency, Amotekun Corps, Abeokuta North Command, as the first port of call. Nigeria Immigration Service, Abeokuta North Divisional Office, Akomoje, Local Government Pig Repair, Lepers Colony, Iberekodo, Lafewa Market, among other strategic places in the local government. The team equally visited an ongoing shopping complex construction project at Lafewa Market. At the site, the contractor was called upon by the chairman to speed up work as it was taking too long. The chairman and his entourage proceeded to Lafewa Abattoir to have a first-hand on-site assessment of facilities.
His Excellency, the Executive Governor, Prince Dr. Dapo Abiodun, CON, mandated us not to go to the council and be administrators, but we should go in there and ensure that the legacies of the governor is felt at the grassroots, which is our mandate.
The council chairman is optimistic that most of the project will be completed soon, as the council area is set for greater repositioning. During the inspection tour, the local government chairman expressed the satisfaction with some current state of facilities and offices at the council and assured them that in line with Governor Abiodun's institutional reforms of ensuring a motivated workforce, his administration will swing into action in providing them with a conducive working environment. He also told all to anticipate Abeokuta North Local Government Computer Village to be located at the existing Olumore shopping complex.
It's not to increase fees or levies or taxes, not at all. The very first approach to every process of increasing revenue is to first of all identify and be sure that you are fully optimizing your revenue points.
In their responses, the people of Abeokuta North Local Government thanked the chairman for his resolve to renovate and fix up things and assured him of their loyalty and commitment to working together with him to ensure a smooth and cooperative administration. Bolaji Sampson, Ogtv News.
Members of the Nigeria Union of Mile Workers Ogun State Council have come together for the first time as one united big family for a special get-together to commemorate this year's Yuletide. The celebration, which was held at the auditorium of Sakesintin at Abeokuta Hall of Abeokuta Sports Club, attracted members from Remo, Ijebu, Yewa, and Egba branches.
The 2024 end-of-the-year get-together of the Ogun State Council of the Nigeria Union of Mine Workers was an avenue for members from different parts of the state to come together, wine and dine, as all work but no play makes Jack a dull boy. In his opening remarks, the chairman of the Nigeria Union of Mine Workers Ogun State Council, Comrade Fasiu Abiola, appreciates members for their support in the last few years, just as he thanks the Ogun State Governor Prince Dakbo Abiodun for his support for the union.
Believe by the power of Almighty God and by the support of His Excellency Prince Dakbo Abiodun, since the inception of this union in the state, we have been enjoying the support of His Excellency Prince Dakbo Abiodun, CON.
There were goodwill messages from some notable members of the union on the journey so far.
It's a great joy for every one of us coming together and to be part of this great occasion. I want to appreciate every one of them for coming. I know that this is just the beginning, and by the time we'll be gathering together next year, it will be more glamorous than this.
Láti association láti di union, ṣùgbọ́n lẹ́yìn bàtà di union, ìgbà àkọ́kọ́ níta máa kóra wa jọ gẹ́gẹ́ bí gbogbo Ogun State lọ́mọ ẹgbẹ́ láti ṣe àjọ̀dún fún ìparí ọdún yìí pé Olúwa dá wa sí.
The high point of the celebration was the special raffle draw to compensate some members who came from far and near to witness the get-together. Special dances from members from various branches and units added glamour to the celebration.
Business news is next when we return from this short break. Don't go away.
You're welcome to the business segment of the news. The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NEC, has disclosed that electricity subsidies payable by the federal government for the month of December has increased by 2.76% to 199.64 billion naira from 194.26 billion naira incurred in November. The Commission, in its December 2024 multi-year tariff order, MYTO, posted on its website, retained electricity tariff across all customer categories. While Band A customers continued to pay 209 naira per kilowatt per hour, allowed tariffs for customers in bands B to E remain frozen at the rates payable from December 2022. With the policy, the federal government is expected to pay 29.10 billion naira, up from 27.86 billion naira in November, as subsidies for consumers under Abuja Disco, while consumers under Ikeja Electric would enjoy electricity subsidies of 26.68 billion naira from the government. Foreign portfolio investment, FPIS, inflows through the Nigerian stock market grew by 180.95% in the first 10 months of this year, January to October, to 344.30 billion naira from 122.55 billion naira in the corresponding period of 2023. Investment analysts have attributed the development to the monetary policy regime of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, which has skyrocketed interest earnings on portfolio investments since this year. However, findings from the data released by the Nigerian Exchange Limited showed that the foreign investment outflow also increased by 136.95% to 400.04 billion naira from 168.83 billion naira in 2023. The total foreign transactions year to date stood at 744.34 billion naira, indicating a jump by 155.5% from 291.38 billion naira in the same period of 2024. And still on business, Google, Netflix, Facebook, and other foreign companies operating in Nigeria paid 3.85 trillion naira in taxes to the federal government in the first 9 months of 2024. The amounts represent an increase of 68.12% from 2.29 trillion naira collected in the preceding period of 2023. The figure includes the amount paid as company income tax and value-added tax. This data was obtained from the National Bureau of Statistics. The report showed that the amount increased by 26.21% from 1.03 trillion naira collected in the first quarter to 1.30 trillion naira in the third quarter. 1.52 trillion naira was remitted in the second quarter. And that's the business news. Many thanks for watching. Back to Bukola for other segment of the news.
Thanks, Simiat. Now to the foreign segment of the news. South Korea's impeached president has failed to appear before the country's corruption watchdog after he was summoned for questioning over his martial law bid. Meanwhile, Ghana's Supreme Court has rejected 2 bids to overturn a contested piece of legislation severely curtailing LGBTQ rights, which was adopted by members of parliament earlier this year. Let's now join Inyoluwa Deniyi for details on the foreign scene.
Ghana's Supreme Court on Wednesday rejected 2 bids to overturn a contested piece of legislation